Okay, so good morning everyone. Our lesson for today is or are 14 to 17. So isahon lang nato kay same raman og concept tanan-tanan diri sa Canva. So i-run through lang nato kung unsa bay mga pwedeng tandaan or mga tips para makabuhatag mga effective nga design in our projects sa Canva. Okay, first is may pagani. So first is letterhead design. So when we say letterhead, ano ba yung letterhead? Saan ba yung nakikita mostly? Sa taas, di ba? Sa taas ng mga letter. Okay, so yung letterhead is parati natin siyang nakakita if gumagamit tayo ng mga formal letters. Or for example, yung mga proposal, mga request. So most of that or yung dito kasi sa atin is typically gumagamit lang tayo ng plain na walang design, di ba? Which is parang masyado ng stereotype na parang napaglumaan na. So with Canva, we can create different types or style of letterheads in our design. Okay, so letterhead, so there's a huge difference between receiving a letter on standard blank paper and getting one topped with a beautifully designed letterhead. So a letterhead acts as a marketing opportunity that provides an opportunity for brand engagement and apart from anything else, lend credibility to the words on the page. So yan yung importance ng letterhead. So iba talaga pag nag-effort ka or naglagay ka ng design sa yung letterhead kaysa sa doon sa plain lang na blank paper. Okay, so first is one of the most important principle behind an effective letterhead is to keep the design as simple as possible. So don't bombard, kumbaga pa, wag mong ubusin lahat na puro design na lang kasi hindi na siya professional. So keep in mind that a letterhead is essentially a delivery mechanism. It's important your letterhead looks and feels great in the hand, but the design should make way for the content of the letterhead or the letter that's printed over. So, yan yung design. Our purpose ng design is to make your letterhead or your letter branded. And then make it, tawag nito, parang mas maganda, mas impressive kapag nagbibigay ka para, di ba, once na nagbigay ka ng, tawag nito, for your business, and then nagbigay ka ng letterhead with design. So, isa siyang malaking impact sa iyong business. So, mas madali siyang matatandaan. Okay, so, use the right software. So, there are times when it makes sense to use Photoshop as your design tool. And it's perfectly possible to design a letterhead using Photoshop. Siyempre naman, di ba? Photoshop can do anything naman. But there are far more suitable tools available for the job like Canva. Yes, of course. Because Canva provides different types, different styles of templates na hindi ka na mag-iisip kung anong concept yung gagamitin mo for your letterheads. Lalo-lalo na pag meron ka ng branding kit. Kasi alam mo na kung ano na yung mga colors na gagamitin mo. And then, lalong-lalo na if you have studied the color psychology. So, alam mo na yung mga combinations ng colors if you have studied the color psychology. And then, use hierarchy in your design. So, you need to decide on critical pieces of information your letterhead should convey and design based on hierarchy. So, key information should be position, obviously, and accessibly. Ano ba yung obviously and accessibly? Saan ba dapat yung mga key information nalalagay? Lalong-lalo na if you have a company, for example, saan ba ilalagay yung brand mo, yung company name, at saka yung logo? Siyempre sa taas, di ba? And then make it slightly bigger kasi letter naman yan siya. So medyo formal. And then yung mga minimal na details katulad ng mga phone number, addresses, social media handles. So, pwede nyo na siyang liitan and then put them on the bottom part. So, less important information can be reduced in size. So, gaya nga yung sabi ko, pwede natin siyang liitan and then tucked away in a less obstructive area. So, para hindi masyado siyang mapansin, kumbaga pa. So, ilagay nyo lang siya doon sa ilalim. Kasi ang main focus talaga ng mga letters is yung, of course, yung laman niya. Kung ano ba yung letter. And then yung mga details, katulad ng mga phone number ninyo, ng company, address, and then email address, social media handles, pwede nyo ilagay doon sa ilalim and then make it smaller. Next is choose the right details. So you need to decide on the critical pieces of your information your letterhead should convey and design based on the hierarchy. Key information should be in position obviously accessible, while important information can be reduced in size and tucked away in a less obstructive area. So if you choose the right details on your letterhead, you could make it or sometimes you could not or break it. Kasi sometimes kasi yung mga designs ng letterhead, lalo na sa Canva, and then gumamit ka ng mga templates, meron kasi yung mga design na sobrang, kumbaga pa, masyado ng puno, destructive na siya sa mata. So make sure you choose your design properly. Yung mababasa pa rin. Next is design for the medium. Make sure you carefully represent the company's branding. Siyempre naman, when designing your letterhead, kaya meron tayong fascination, di ba? To know what our branding colors are. And then this isn't just about the logo, but the choice of color scheme, fonts, imagery, and much more. If your logo has an exclusion zone, make sure you adhere to it on your letterhead. Equally important is to use the correct font. And then, yung Helvetica is widely used na pinaka-common, lalong-lalo na pag gumagawa ng mga letterheads. So, kaya gumawa tayo ng branding kit so that hindi na kayo mahirapan in creating your projects. So, meron na kayong branding colors, fonts, color of the fonts, and then kung ano pa yung mga doon sa logo ninyo. And then add special effects. So you can also add special effects, lalong-lalo na sa lalagyan ng mga letters ninyo or letterheads. So if you're getting your letterhead printed professionally, consider what special effects you can employ and make your design take on an extra luster. So for example, doon sa right side, so yung ginamit niyang colors are black and red. So most of the time, yung red ginagamit ng mga Chinese, di ba? So kita nyo yung lalagyan ng ampaw. 'Di ba? So ganun din if you have a company, you can use this tip or styles na gagawin niyo doon sa mga lalagyan ng letters. For example, gagawa kayo ng mga proposal, request. So if you have envelopes, so gumawa kayo ng mga custom envelopes and then design it na parang nagre-represent din sa color ng branding ninyo. And then consider alignment and positioning. So, keep in mind that meron din tayong alignment na dapat i-consider. Then remember that your letterhead design should relate the branding to the medium. Take advantage of the size and the shape of the letterhead to inform decisions about where you place individual elements. So, keep in mind talaga parati yung alignment. Kasi medyo mahirap kasi mag-align lalong-lalo na sa Canva. Pero ngayon meron na silang update eh. Meron na silang mga rulers na available doon sa settings. Then use color sparingly. This rule applies to pretty much anything you design. So but is worth repeating regardless. So color is a great way to draw attention to your design and to specific areas within your letterhead. Not only can it highlight a section, but it can also communicate specific ideas and emotion, create associations, and of course, reinforce branding. So for the example, so meron dyan, di ba? Yung letterhead niya is parang ginawa niyang transparent yung nasa footer banda. Then yung back ng kanyang letter or lalagyan, so doon niya ginamit yung full color. And then also, yan yung importance kasi ng branding. So sa example kasi meron na siyang calling card or yung business card, and then meron na siyang lalagyan ng CD. Lalong-lalo na ginamit niya din yung branding colors niya doon sa sasakyan so that it can represent your brand. So meron naman kayo nakikita niyan parati, 'di ba, sa mga sasakyan ng Coke, Coca-Cola, 'di ba? So ginagawa nilang pula yung Coca-Cola na sasakyan. Meron din sa Pepsi, Mountain Dew. So ginamit nila yung branding colors ng kanilang brand. So not only in the letterheads, also in different forms of projects. So next is lesson 16. So most of you, di ba? Hindi pa natin na-tackle to kaya medyo mahirap doon sa part ng paggawa ng content calendar. So infographics basically. So infographic is a collection of imagery, data visualization like pie charts and bar graphs and minimal text that give an easy to understand overview of the topic. So yan yung explanation kung ano talaga yung infographics. So para siyang step by step na information. So sa example, pwede nyo din ma-zoom in kung ano yung nandyan. So pwede natin yan i-zoom in. Oh, yeah. Sobrahan ka. Zoom in. So ito siya is how to develop a healthy eating habits. So yan yung sample ng isang infographic, pahaba. Kasi ang purpose niyan is to follow instruction from top to bottom. Kasi meron siyang process na tinatawag. Yan yung infographics. So para mas madali nating maintindihan kung ano ba yung nakalagay. So most of the time ginagamit yung mga infographics sa tawag nito, mga organizations or buildings na merong process, lalong-lalo na sa kanilang application, ganon, sa mga bangko, kung ano bang next step. Meron din sa, lalong-lalo na sa government, minsan ginagamit din yan. So kung ano ba yung mga process sa kanilang mga, or pagkuha ng mga documents. So minsan ginagamit nila yung infographics. Okay, so infographics are a valuable tool for visual communication. So the most visually unique, creative infographics are often most effective because they grab your attention and kumaga pa mas nahuhook tayo pag nakakakita tayo ng image sa isang bagay, di ba? Sa lecture natin last time, so mas madaling mag-process ang mata at ang brain natin, lalong-lalo na pag nakakita tayo ng images. Unlike if there are words na basahin natin, so medyo parang hindi tayo masyadong nahuhook or hindi tayo parang wala tayong interest masyado pag nagbabasa lang, di ba? Unlike if there are images in tawag nito, in a certain display, so mas madali nating natatandaan and na-memorize yung isang bagay. So most of the time infographic uses images so that you can easily understand what is the process. And then why should you use infographics? So bakit ba tayo kailangan gumamit ng infographics? From the examples and the definition. Any idea? Yes, of course. So, mas madali intindihin ang isang process. Ano, ma'am? Ano pa, ma'am? Yes. So, para mas clear and then mas madaling ma-process ng brain kasi gumagamit yung infographics ng images. Unlike sa mga ibang organizations, lalo-lalo na yung mga naunang organizations, ang ginagamit nila, di ba, flowchart. So, medyo kung hindi tayo aware or hindi natin alam kung ano ba yung nagre-represent sa mga shape ng flowchart, so hindi natin alam kung ano na yung process na yun. Kasi a flowchart has different shapes and different processes. So kung nag-study kayo kasi sa programming ganyan, may flowcharting. So kung alam niyo yung flowchart, alam niyo yung process. Pero sa mga tao kasi, lalong-lalo na sa mga public areas, public places, hindi naman lahat knowledgeable kung ano yung mga shapes and processes in flowchart. So that's why we have infographics so that we can portray clear information kung ano ba yung step-by-step process in an easy way. Okay, so infographics provides a quick overview of a topic. So parang summary siya ng isang topic and then explain a complex process. So mas madali niyang na-explain or napapakita sa atin through images kung ano ba yung tamang process ng isang flow. And then display research findings or survey data. Pwede din summarize along blog post or report. So pwede yang gamitin sa mga blog post if you have long blog post. So pwede kayong gumamit ng infographics. And then compare and contrast multiple options. Also, you can raise awareness about issues or cause. And then when you need to give someone a really quick rundown on something that can be hard to explain, so yan yung ginagamit ng or dyan tawag nito, dyan mas effective yung infographics. So an infographic is a good way to go in explaining those tawag nito, hard or tawag nito yung mga mahirap na mga steps and processes. Kasi sometimes lalong-lalo na sa mga SSS ganun, pag-ibig. So meron or masyadong maraming steps para kumuha ka ng loan or mag-process ka ng mga data mo. So kung minsan hindi siya applicable pag bibigyan lang ang tao ng tawag nito, instructions, di ba? So ganito, diyan punta ka doon, tapos pagdating mo doon sa part na 'yon or sa tao na 'yon, tatapon ka naman sa kabila. So in order for them to effectively tawag nito, para mas mapakita nila kung ano talaga yung process, so better use an infographics. Then so how? Paano ba tayo gagawa ng infographic? So in Canva, you can create infographic easily. So just search infographic and then click okay. So yun lang, 'di ba? Meron na tayong infographic. So there are so many or has a vast templates of infographics there in Canva. So kayo nang bahala mag-explore kung anong gagamitin niyo doon para sa infographics ninyo. So when it comes to designing an effective infographic, it's important to recognize that our brain seeks pattern. Ano ba yung mga example ng pattern? Lalong-lalo na pag bumibigay ka ng process, ano ba yung mga pattern na parati nating nakikita sa isang process? Yung pinaka-common na shape or pattern. Yes, arrow, of course. So, it is very important in an infographics, lalong-lalo na pag gumagawa ka ng isang process or isang tawag nito, instruction, much better na gumamit ka ng arrows and then images. Kasi mas madali nating naintindihan pag ganun. Mas madaling napaprocess ng brain natin. So we can use this idea to structure our information visually and create patterns that will enhance the message that we're trying to communicate. So ganyan gamitin ang isang infographic. Number 2, pick pick an infographics template. So, yan yung pattern natin, di ba? Sa Canva. Create a design, select a template, and then, anong next? Anong pattern natin sa Canva? Create a design. Next, di ba? Pick a template. And then, yes, customize. Bala nyo man, gay pusipus ka mo. Huya, pagid. So once you've got an outline, so you are ready to pick an infographic template. So before you start an infographic, you should have an outline. Kung ano ba yung gusto mong ipakita or yung mga process na gusto mong i-portray. So pre-made infographic templates like the one on the right side, so can give you an inspiration, design inspiration. You need to get your infographics rolling. So even just using them as a jump off point can be helpful. So kaya doon mas madaling gumawa ng infographics because of the templates na meron si Canva. So hindi na tayo mahirapan gumawa or mag-isip ng mga concept pa kung anong gagamitin natin doon. So there's a lot to consider when picking an infographic template, including the colors, fonts, length, size, and style of each template. So how well each of those factors aligns with your content. But most importantly, you need to pick the right type of infographics template for your content. So if your content is all about technology, so wag niyo mong gamitin yung parang pambata na template. So use templates na appropriate para sa or relevant para sa topic nyo. Next is customize your graphics. So dito na sa customization. So once you've chosen an infographic template, you can start customizing it to your needs. So maraming ways para mag-customize. Pwede mag-add ng shapes, graphics, di ba? Arrows, ano pa ba? Image, lalong-lalo na pag infographics. So here are a few ways to customize it. So meron, for example, yung first is yung background and then text colors. Also adjust text to suit your message and add or swap icons that are relevant to your story. So minsan kasi yung infographics na mga templates doon sa Canva, may mga images and then icons na hindi siya relevant sa topic mo. So better na remove mo na lang or add icons doon sa present doon sa Canva. And then add your brand logo. Siyempre, ilalagay natin yung brand logo natin kasi meron na tayong brand or branded na tayo. Meron na tayong branding kit. And then, increase or decrease sizes of the list. Kung gaano kahaba yung list mo. So, automatic, pwede mo naman siyang i-resize. Then, what makes an infographic design effective? So when it comes to designing an effective infographic, it is important to recognize that our brain seeks patterns. So, kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, mas madali i-process ng brain natin pag may mga images, may mga patterns, may mga shapes. Unlike sa instructions lang na pure text, di ba? So, if you are creating infographics, make sure that you provide those patterns so that mas effective yung ginagawa mong infographic. So lesson number 17. Animated design or ano bang tamang pagbasa niyan? GIF, sabi ko. So GIF ang tamang pagbasa. Yan. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng GIF? Graphic ano? Basta gumagalaw, no? Gumagalaw na image at text. So when creating GIF naman in Canva, madali lang naman. So lalong-lalo na pag magpapagalaw ng mga text and images kasi meron na doon sa Canva kasi one click lang animate mo. Pwede nang gamitin yun as your GIF. So what actually is a GIF? So GIF stands for Ano yan? I-hide natin muna. Control Alt. So GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. So which is a fancier way of saying a rotating loop of images that have been compressed together. So yan yung mga images and text na pabalik-balik lang. Naglo-loop. So as they are compressed, GIFs are far easier to share via text. So social media and work communication channels than videos. So this makes GIF the perfect creative art to master as they're bound to impress everyone. So kung gusto mong gumawa ng GIF, pwede kayong gumawa sa Canva. So masyadong madali. Kasi meron ng mga animation doon sa Canva na pwede mong ilagay sa mga images and then lalong-lalo na sa text. So step 1, pick your goal. Ano ba yung goal? Ano ba yung goal mo sa paggawa ng GIF? Ano ba yung gusto mong ipakita sa kanila? So yan yung unang i-consider. So before you begin, think about why you're creating your GIF. Is it for work? Is it for friends or family? Or is it to simply build your own personal brand? So once you select your purpose, think about your animation. So your GIF might be as simple as moving few letters in a word or a graphic around few slides, but make sure you know before you start. So you could even change the color palette or the colors of different objects or letters. So whenever you get stuck, remember these two things: why you are creating your GIF and how you want to create it. So isipin nyo na kung anong gusto nyong gawin before kayo mag-start. Para mas madali nyo siyang magawa doon sa Canva. So for example, dyan sa ilalim. So kinuha niya yung movie clip doon sa movie ng Winnie the Pooh. And then nilagyan niya lang ng text na nagbi-blink. So tina-timing niya doon sa kamay ni Pooh. Pabalik-balik lang yan siya. Think, 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 di ba? Yan yung example ng GIF. So paulit-ulit na moving images. So, then step number 2, select a key design element. So once you've decided your why and how, so consider the design of your GIF. If you're basing on your design around an image, select one from Canva library or important from your desktop. Kung meron na kayong lalong-lalo na sa logo, pag may nagawa kayong logo or mga graphics doon sa devices ninyo, computer, laptop, so pwede nyo i-upload doon sa Canva. I-download, i-drag nyo lang doon sa screen. So you can also import from your social media accounts. And then pwede din sa Dropbox or Google Drive. So if you're using text, start playing with the design by exploring different text types and formatting on your slide sa Canva. So sino yung nakatry na? Gumawa ng GIF. Wala pa? Sa Canva? Nakagawa na kayo ng GIF? So para din siyang gumagawa ng video. But it's much lesser lang. Mas madali lang siya. Then nakakat lang yung mga clip. No, nakamekos-mekos na doon. Then step 3, choose the number of slides you want. Kasi pwedeng maraming slides kagaya ng paggawa ng isang presentation or movie sa Canva. So when creating our GIF, so we should use lesser slides lang para mas madaling i-edit. So the number of slides you choose affects how complicated. Kasi pag marami na masyado, mas mahirap gawin yung design. The more slides you use, the more you're animating or moving objects, which can be challenging initially if it's your first time designing. So if you are new, start with few slides or one slide only para mas madali mo siyang ma-explore. So paunti-unti, pwede kang magdagdag para mas pagandahin pa or pahabain yung GIF mo. Then step number 4, customize your design. Channel your inner artist as you create your signature design on your first slide. As you gain confidence, your work way up to blending different design elements like stickers. So pwede kayong gumamit ng stickers and graphics na present doon sa Canva library. So don't forget to use our or yung drag and drop feature ng Canva. Kasi yan yung pinaka advantage ng Canva sa lahat yung drag and drop feature niya. So pwede kayong magdagdag ng design, drag and drop lang, magdagdag ng mga animation via single click only. So if it's your very first time animating or creating your GIF, it's important to master an easy design before going your way up to a more complex one. So kaya unti-unti. So it takes time, practice kasi sa lahat naman ng klase ng pagdi-design, hindi naman talaga lahat nakukuha over time. So it takes time, practice, and experience para ma-master mo o mahasa mo talaga kung gaano ka-artistic. And then number 5, add animation. So ito yung pinaka-importante. Hindi siya matatawag na isang GIF or GIF kung walang animation o hindi siya gumagalaw. So adding movement or animation, there are 2 ways you can add some pop and sparkle to your GIF. So first is select a particular element and then click animate. So saan natin yan siya parating nilalagay? Yung animate sa text, di ba? So pwede yan siya ilagay sa text, pwede din sa shapes or ano pa. So pick a motion style. So ano ba yung mga motion style na pwede doon sa Canva? May rotating, may fade in, fade out, di ba ganon? So you can add variety of photo animations also or motion path animation. Ano ba yung motion path? Ano na siya, ma'am? So susundan niya kung ano yung idodraw mong motion or yung path. Kung saan naka-draw yung mouse mo, kung ano yung pag-draw mo, saan ka nag-start, doon din siya magsa-start, and then kung saan ka nag-end, doon din siya mag-e-end. And then let it fade. So meron doon fade, may pan, may slow motion, or meron ding slide lang. So it's up to you. And then keep in mind that if you have multiple slides, you may need to animate your text or graphics on each slide. Kasi pag nagmo-multiple slide ka, pag hindi mo siya na-animate sa isang slide, so hindi na yun siya gagalaw. So dapat animated lahat. And then second is move the text or object manually on each frame. So speed up, it will automatically animate for you. Remember to move your text or object gradually across each frame and not too dramatically at first. And then try few different designs to see which one you like best. So trial and error then in creating GIFs. So practice lang para mas maganda yung output ng GIF ninyo. Then step number 6, preview. So yan na yung pinaka-importante kung ano ba yung kinalabasan o output ng ginawa nyong GIF. So when your GIF is ready to download and share with the world, check the preview by clicking the play button on the upper right corner. So meron yan dyan siya, yung preview or play. Or meron din doon sa slide, sa kilid sang slide, sa left side. And then if you're not yet ready, that's okay. So go back and keep designing or editing until you're happy with your final GIF. If you're ready to go, click the download button. So pwede nyo siyang i-download. Kaso, pag medyo, for example, kumuha ka ng isang clip sa isang movie at saka pag-upload mo, medyo siyang mabigat. So much better na nakat na siya before you upload it para mas maliit yung magiging tawag nito, size ng GIF ninyo. So before you share your creative work online, make sure to add a subtitle or subtle watermark para maging branded, para hindi makuha ng iba. To protect your ownership while sharing it with your friends and then colleagues at work or posting it on your socials. Tip, you can select every slide or simply slides that works best for you to download. Kasi meron dyan sa Canva, di ba? 1 to 15 slide yung pwede mong i-download or 1 slide lang. So, pwede mong i-customize. Okay, so questions. Dasig lang, no? Yung 38 slides. Kasi late na din tayo nag-start, kaya binilisan na natin para mahabol natin yung mamayang hapon. Any questions?